headed to the Hiwassee right now to meet Doug. It's pouring down rain today, and it's been a hot minute since I've been on the river. But it's time to get back out there and see if I remember how to paddle. The Hiwassee, if you've never seen any of my videos before, is a pretty tame river. It's a class 2 river. There's a couple spots where you might be able to call it 2+. Some people say 3. I think they're wrong. I think technically speaking, they say that Devil Shoals is 3, but it's not. It's 2+ maybe. 2+ on a good day. 3 chutes is probably a little bit better than anywhere else to do some class 3 moves, but it's still a class 2 rapid. It's just a fun river. It's really pretty. There's a lot of beautiful scenery. There's a lot of places to surf, and that's pretty unique because it's like even like the Cardi or some other places like that, they're very pretty and they're a lot of fun. The Nantahala is another example. It's really pretty, but there's only a couple of decent spots to catch a good wave. On the Hiwassee, you can catch waves about every 5 seconds if you really want to. And for me, I have been described by some people as what they say a soul surfer, whatever the heck that means. It sounds right, because I can sit there and surf for 20 or 30 minutes and just lose track of time. Won't be doing that today. Anyway, if you do enjoy my videos, do me a big favor and like and subscribe. And if you hit the share button, that'd be even cooler. But anyway, hope you enjoy. Have a good one. Smile for the birdie. Definitely rusty. That's a shame.
tell you that a couple weeks ago when I found out what the price for a new windshield for my camper was going to be? $37.50. Yeah, surprised how much prices go up. So
That's a lot.
When we break a windshield on our car, we just pay the deductible. We never look into what the insurance company's paying. Well, for these RVs and campers, the guys today told me rule of thumb is 10% of the cost of the new camper. I'm like, hold it a minute. So I looked up a brand new 2025 of mine. Yep, $3,600, $36,000 for a new camper.
Wow.
I'm like, well, you're right. He's like, yeah, we put in a big front windshield in like a $2 million giant RV camper thing. Put in a new windshield. It was like $160,000 for it. Put the glass in. Installed. Cut their insurance in case they drop it, it cracks, anything happens.
That's a lot, Doug.
Oh.
That's a whole lot.
Insane money.
Too shallow. I know I need this like I need a hole in the head, but I might be getting a Belgian Mallow on Saturday. His owner died, and somebody's about to send him to like a Belgian Mal rescue.
How would he do with
I don't know, we're gonna have a meet and greet on Saturday. If the meet and greet, it's gotta go well for everybody. No, they're coming to my house because they want to see the yard, they want to see the dogs, which 100% understand. I would too.
3 different firemen that got them and got rid of them within 9 months.
Oh yeah,
But they were dummies and didn't know what they were getting into.
yeah, I've actually known what I would be getting into and wanted one for the better part of probably 25 years.
He got more high energy than Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we had one in the yard for about 2 weeks that I mean, somebody it had gotten loose from somebody's yard and we were finding the owner and whatnot. We did find the owner. But for those 2 weeks he was in our yard, we learned a lot. The fence is just a mild suggestion.
You have anything within 20 feet of the fence they could bounce off of and go on up higher.
Yeah, and I really don't think, I mean, I've got an electric wire around the whole thing, but it's about 18 inches up. I think you just like skip over that. Not warm. I'm actually pretty glad the sun's not out. This time of day, it's kind of hard to see.
Oh, wear a bowl cap up your helmet.
Yeah.
That's the bad, worst thing about social media is anything you post, somebody's got to make a comment. It's like, hey, I'm paddling. Anybody want to come out?
Yeah, I know.
As a joke, paddle into the sun. So I reposted. I'm like, okay, I've got 5 thumbs up. I have no idea what that means. I'm going and by myself. And then the one guy had posted about wearing a ball cap.
Yeah.
I'm like, dumbass, what does that do for the glare on the water is what hurts you, not the sun.
Or the sun itself, which is right in front of you.
It's like, I might have thought of that in my 47 years of paddling.
The day I saw Noah picking at those rocks down there, I was like, man, it really wouldn't take much for a lot of that to come down. I think I see one rock right there that if I played Jenga with it, I think the whole thing would come down.
Yeah, I mean that one with the light on the corner there, it's like supporting the whole first row.
Or even this one.
Yeah, well, you can pry that end one out easy.
Yeah, oh yeah, if you, and yeah, that whole thing would come down. Oh, the joys of being 8 years old.
Right. Car insurance is so high for young men.
Have you ever paddled the Russell Fork River in Kentucky?
The class 2 section above the class 4. It's Matt's favorite section, but the ledges and angles and undercuts, he told me you don't want to paddle there. He's like, there's big consequences.
I don't mean the really hard part, I just meant the class 2 part.
Yeah, the section above it, yeah. I mean, it's super long drive from anywhere in the world to get there, and that's the only thing in the area I was good enough to paddle. So I can go back if I was going to do that.
I watched a video of it the other day at that section, the class 2 section, and it looked like, I mean, it looked fairly easy. but it also looked like it was really pretty and a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's why you paddle West Virginia for the topography as much as the lake.
Right.
Everything is closed in by giant sandstone cliffs everywhere. And just big, massive blocks broken off from the cliffs in the river there. The biggest buildings.
That'd be neat. What river is that?
We can pass. The lower gully has the gates and something, which is 2 giant blocks. They're probably.
I watched somebody a couple of days ago paddle the upper gully, but at low water. It actually, Doug, you ought to look at it. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it just makes the undercuts more complicated. The thing about when you raft the upper gully is, you know, if you fall out of your raft, you keep yourself in the middle of the river and you get rescued by a raft. You don't submerge. Lower gully is probably about the hardest river I've ever been. I mean, it's massive, big water, easy forwards, but so much hydraulic power and big pour over holes and stuff that upper borders on 5s and has more consequences.
There was one part
The
on.
new river we can run. We just need a group that we can travel with.
It's kind of funny you're talking about hydraulics and pour overs and stuff. After I watched the video of the class 2 section, I did watch some of the harder sections on the Russell Fork, and there's one particular spot where, I mean, I guess it's as popular as Pillow Rock or something. I mean, that's how many people were there watching. But I mean, when you come over this drop into this pour over, this hole, it's going to stop you.
Is it rapid with the big
Yes.
ledge you drop?
Yes.
El Horrendo.
Oh, is that what it has a name, huh?
I was upset the first time I seen it. Knew my teenager. Can't stop it.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but one of these days, I would actually really like to come out here and camp on Little Rock Island.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to scout, look and see if there's a good path up onto the prow of that island, that high point right at the front of the island.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
It's beautiful up
Yeah, I mean, there's an eagle's nest right there and everything.
there. It's just in the summer when it's grown over, it'd be such bushwhacking to get through the brambles up there. It'd be all right now.
Yeah, but if you could get up there in the cooler weather and make a path and then, you know, clean it up for when it does get warmer. But I'd probably come out here one day in the large scorch, because I could probably fit everything I need inside that boat.
I think I'd try to make the landing and the path that goes up there kind of far down the island and hidden from the water. Kind of like the entrance to the back gate.
That'd be a neat camping spot though. Especially on a moonless night with no clouds. I bet you'd have a great view of the Milky Way. I really would like to paddle the salmon in the spring though. If there's any way that's possible. I ain't going by myself.
I'm sure you can go by yourself, but I think it's permit required to go through a wilderness area.
Right. I did watch one group paddle through it and they were camping, and there was some real specific rules about where they could stop and where they could not stop. Like there were areas that they were not allowed to stop and camp because of what you said. Of course, if you leave no trace and you're out in the middle of nowhere, I mean, Hard to see the rocks this time of day. So that's Little Rock Island. That's where me and Doug are talking about. Maybe trying to find a camping spot up there on the top. I'm sure the GoPro's not picking it up, but there's a little black spot on the top right. That is a bald eagle nest. It's been there for, as far as I know, for at least the last 5 years. I don't know how much longer. I've seen juveniles be born there, mature, and then fly away. At least one group anyway. Haven't seen mom and dad in quite a while. I don't know where they're at. I'm definitely glad I wore my dry top though, because I do not agree with Mr. Douglas. The water is not still warm. leaving Tuesday. We're gonna drive down Tuesday and stay Wednesday, Thursday, come back Friday. Meet with the dog people on Saturday. Or that might be this Saturday, I'm not sure. That was Carrie that set it up. You're way up right there. There may be a tent spot right there. There's certainly a hammock spot right there. It'd be really cool if there's a tent spot up top though. Yeah, I did.
I was clear over with the paddle straight down off the bottom. I've had good hip snap.
Good.
No setup roll. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could easily get on right there.
getting in through there, just a little path in the road.
Yeah, and just leave it overgrown at the edge. Just drag your boat in.
Yep.
And then clear it out after that. But it looks like there's a big flat spot up there.
Oh, I know. It's perfect night to camp with. I had open windows. I went home after paddling, it was chilled. Soaked in a hot bath, got out. It was 71 in my house. I was sweating. I had to open windows to cool my house off so I could go to sleep.
Yeah.
Irritated Susan when I told her. I mean, it's well in springtime there, but it's rainy and 68.
Oh, she's in New Zealand right now?
Oh yeah, they're moving her mom clear down the South Island to home. And she was going to come home the end of the first week of December, but depends on when they get the house sold.
God bless you.
They literally just set up an auction date and sell it that day. There's been developers coming around 15 years trying to buy everybody's houses up and down the road.
That doesn't sound...
$1.25 million of Muldo's a nice house. Put some monstrosity on it that you can rent out and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So the reason I keep staring up there is because I think there's a cave up there, and the only time you can see it is about now when the leaves start dropping. I've never gotten out of the boat to find out, and I'm not going to do it today, but I'd like to one of these days. There we go. I'm nearly positive that's got to be a cave. It's at least a cavern. I don't know how deep it goes. But something like that, with access as limited as it is, I kind of think there might be a decent chance of finding some artifacts. Because you guarantee the natives were using that at some point. This is, after all, essentially their homeland. I kind of think there's another opening right there as well. This whole area is karst, which is limestone, so it would not make sense for there to not be caves. Well, I was a little worried about stamina, but I think I'm going to be okay. I wanted to do some rolls, but this water is awfully doggone cold. So I may forego that until later. May catch one just before the takeout. I actually have to think about which side is which. That's pretty sad. If there's some random person listening, what I'm talking about is where my setup is when I roll. Which way's left and which way's right. That's pretty tough. Squirrel nest. I always like to go fairly close to shore this time of year. You never know what you're going to see. See a lot of whitetail. See a lot of river otters this time of year. I haven't seen anything today, except for geese. Love to see some black bear, but the last part of the first split on the hunting season just ended, so they're probably all hunkered down somewhere. I don't really dig the thought of killing the black bears around here. It's really not hunting anyway. They don't hunt them. They just follow their GPS, tree them, and then shoot them out of a tree. I got no issue at all with putting meat on my table. But I don't know, man. I just can't see killing a black bear for the fun of it. It just doesn't make any damn sense. And for whatever jackass is listening that's gonna say, oh, you, whatever. I killed my first white-tailed deer when I was 8 years old with a 45-70. And I don't have any idea how many I've killed since then. But I do not hunt for sport. Whenever I hunt, it's strictly for meat. And honestly, I haven't really needed meat for years now, so I actually haven't hunted for years now. Anyway, let me get off my little high horse. Really pretty evening here. See a way up right there. There may be a tent spot right there. There's certainly a hammock spot right there. It'd be really cool if there's a tent spot up top though. Yeah, I did.
I was clear over with the paddle straight down off the bottom. I've had good hip snap.
Good.
No setup roll. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could easily get on right there.
getting in through there, just a little path in the road.
Yeah, and just leave it overgrown at the edge. Just drag your boat in.
Yep.
And then clear it out after that. But it looks like there's a big flat spot up there.
Oh, I know. It's perfect. Last night, perfect night to camp here. I had open windows. I went home after paddling. It was chilled. Soaked in a hot bath, got out. It was 71 in my house. I was sweating. I had to open windows to cool my house off so I could go to sleep.
Yeah.
Irritated Susan when I told her. I mean, it's well in springtime there, but it's rainy and 68.
Oh, she's in New Zealand right now?
Oh yeah, they're moving their mom clear down the South Island to home. She was going to come home the end of the first week of December, but depends on when they get the house sold.
God bless you.
They literally just set up an auction gate and sell it that day. There's been developers coming around 15 years trying to buy everybody's houses up and down the road.
That doesn't sound...
$1.25 million and Muldo's a nice house. Put some monstrosity on it that you can rent out and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So the reason I keep staring up there is because I think there's a cave up there, and the only time you can see it is about now when the leaves start dropping. I've never gotten out of the boat to find out, and I'm not going to do it today, but I'd like to one of these days. There we go. I'm nearly positive that's got to be a cave. It's at least a cavern. I don't know how deep it goes. But something like that, with access as limited as it is, I kind of think there might be a decent chance of finding some artifacts. Because you guarantee the natives were using that at some point. This is, after all, essentially their homeland. I kind of think there's another opening right there as well. This whole area is karst, which is limestone, so it would not make sense for there to not be caves. Well, I was a little worried about stamina, but I think I'm going to be okay. I wanted to do some rolls, but this water is awfully doggone cold. So I may forego that until later. May catch one just before the takeout. I actually have to think about which side is which. That's pretty sad. If there's some random person listening, what I'm talking about is where my setup is when I roll. Which way's left and which way's right. That's pretty tough. Squirrel nest. I always like to go fairly close to shore this time of year. You never know what you're going to see. See a lot of whitetail. See a lot of river otters this time of year. I haven't seen anything today, except for geese. Love to see some black bear, but the last part of the first split on the hunting season just ended, so they're probably all hunkered down somewhere. I don't really dig the thought of killing the black bears around here. It's really not hunting anyway. They don't hunt them. They just follow their GPS, tree them, and then shoot them out of a tree. I got no issue at all with putting meat on my table. But I don't know, man. I just can't see killing a black bear for the fun of it. It just doesn't make any damn sense. And for whatever jackass is listening that's gonna say, oh, you, whatever. I killed my first white-tailed deer when I was 8 years old with a 45-70. And I don't have any idea how many I've killed since then. But I do not hunt for sport. Whenever I hunt, it's strictly for meat. And honestly, I haven't really needed meat for years now, so I actually haven't hunted for years now. Anyway, let me get off my little high horse. Really pretty evening here. Nothing on this video I know that's going to indicate what's coming up, but there's something called pop-up rock that's coming up, and it's one of the best waves on this river. So I'm probably going to change my battery here in a second to make sure that it doesn't die on me. That's actually a pretty good wave right there too, to be honest, but I'm going to pass that little sucker up so I can change my battery, because that little bit of froth out there is pop-up. Hola! Sweet! Hey! Get over there, I'm gonna miss it. Ay, ay, ay. Manky side of the river. Goodness gracious. So, boney 2 generators. Okay. Pop-up rock, here we come. There, Douglas. the funnest waves on this whole river. Without a doubt. The most surprising thing about this ripper to me has been how much more stable it is than my Scorch. It's also a lot slower too. But I mean, this thing treats me like everybody says a creek boat should treat you. I mean, I got so used to this when I went back to the Scorch that one day, I flipped like 3 times on accident. I was like, wow, I haven't done that in a long time.
I think the front of that is a creek boat.
This, yeah. And I think what it is the tail is just so long that it's like a big old, I don't know, outrigger or something. It doesn't roll near as easy as the Scorch though. Hey, after Little Rock, when we ferried across, did you see the big cavern?
What?
The big cavern I was pointing at?
Oh,
It's massive. I mean, it's absolutely a cavern. I don't know how deep it goes. But the entrance to it is, I don't know, 50 feet across.
that's the one you've been trying to find
Yes.
for the past couple of
Yes.
years? It was on the left?
No, it's River Right. All the way across River Right.
And near what rapid?
After you go through the, what do you call it, the jungle trail or whatever, whatever they call it, jungle cruise. After you go, when you ferry across, I mean, if you look up as you're ferrying across, you're pointed right at it. I mean, honestly, there was a clear enough path today. If it would have been earlier, I probably would have got out and looked. I feel pretty.
You ought to be able to hike up to it from the John Muir Trail. It's right along the shore there.
See, I don't even know where that trail goes because I've never walked it.
It starts at our takeout and goes up the shore up to.
It hugs the shore though.
Yeah, up to Towee.
Oh, okay. Dude, I'm gonna do something I've never done before. If I can remember where he did it. There's a chute over here that I saw Spencer take. Yeah, I like that. I've actually never taken that before.
Boney today?
No, it's a fun little shoot. Just
Bring them all high water.
it's definitely the wrong way to go if you're not ready to ferry though, because you come right out into that big wave.
Yeah. Pretty cool move.
Huh?
It's actually a pretty cool move.
Yeah, it was cool. I was like, man, that's fun. Of course, you know somebody bought this island recently.
Did they go ahead and buy it?
Well, I thought they did wasn't it last year they did that?
Oh, I didn't hear that anybody actually had it.
I thought it was two local business dudes that were also paddlers that bought it, but I have no idea.
Island in a scenic river.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do with it. I mean, it's going to be underwater for a decent chunk out of the year. Unless you put a place out there on stilts or something. Which, that's a pretty common Louisiana thing. The choo-choo train.
I believe I'd rather take it now than when the leaves are still on the trees.
Yeah, the train. Yeah.
If they have a twice discount.
Have you heard how much it is to take that sucker?
Yeah, I often take the kids before I look.
It's a lot.
Back down. Expensive day.
Yeah, it's a lot. Would be a neat ride though, but if I remember right, it's a whole bunch of money. When you priced it, what did you come up with?
Huh?
When you priced it, what did you come up with?
Oh, I forget. Like, definitely 100 and some person.
I think if you have dinner and all that, I think it's like $450 each, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I'm getting chilly. I bet you money there's an opening over there too. I don't think I'm catching any rolls unless I flip by accident, and I have no intention of doing that. Zero intent of doing that. Of course you never do. So this is Devil Shoals coming up, and in my little intro thing, this is what I was saying people claim as a class 3. It's not. I'm not even sure I'd call it 2+, I'd just call it 2. I mean, I guess it'll flip you if you're not paying attention, but there's zero consequence if you do flip. There's nothing down there to hurt you, so. And you really don't have to paddle to avoid anything, so I guess based on that definition, it cannot be a 3. I mean, all you got to do is square up and go straight, if that's your thing. As I say that, I will put my nose plugs in just in case, because I have flipped here before. Stranger shit has happened. Tell you what, Lord, this has been a good paddle, so I really, really thank you for the stamina that you blessed me with today. That's one thing I don't say often enough in my videos. Thank you, Jesus. I guess on the scale of 2s, it's a bigger 2 than some of the other 2s, but it's still just a 2. No, I did not miss that first eddy. I didn't get it on purpose. I wanted this one. As I say that, this one is screwing with my tail pretty good. I just wanted to get a little video of Mr. Douglas coming down, see what he's going to do. Sometimes he does some goofy stuff here. Unsure what that move's about. That feels retarded. Talk about paddle unawareness. And that is the Hiwassee River. A little bit more flat water. I was talking to myself, mumbling. Was actually being thankful because I don't feel bad right now.
Well, all the other boneheads on our meetup site. We're trying to get together a 5 o'clock run.
A 5 o'clock run? I mean, that's cool if you got some headlamps.
Feel good enough to go again.
I mean, honestly, dude, I might, but right now I'm just too cold.
Real cold by the time you're done.
If I had some underlayers on under this that were worth a crap, I would, or I'd think about it. Actually, if I had some underlayers, I would have rolled at least a couple times by now, but I just don't want to be cold. That's one thing I wanted to do today, but not going to. I will wait till a warmer day.
2 days in a row I paddled and not done a single one.
Well, you did one a few minutes ago.
Technically, that was to go upside down and plant off the bottom.
Hey, man, it worked. You came back up. You're not swimming.
I have no idea how it worked.
It's 5 o'clock run. Wow, I think it's 5 o'clock right now. I mean, I don't have my watch on, but yeah, that would be a moonlight paddle. Over there on River Left right there, there's a little wave that Joe calls the last great wave. But with this level right here, it's really nothing to write home about. This is a pretty manky 2 generators. This might be like 1.5. Now, I wouldn't be able to paddle again because my tendonitis is acting up in my arm. Of course, that's because I haven't paddled in eons. So I'm out of shape. I honestly think the last time I paddled might have been... It might have been August. September, October. Yeah, it may be 2.5 months since I paddled, which is the longest stretch in the last 3 years. This time last year, I was paddling this river almost every day, and I did that straight into the winter. Actually, I say that. No, I didn't. Me and Doug started paddling the Tellico probably about this time last year. And it was a really wet winter, so we were able to get out there a lot, which was a lot of fun. So by the time we actually got on the middle, I was not only ready, it was... The middle Tellico is the funnest thing I've ever paddled, hands down. It is absolutely gorgeous and a lot of fun. And I know the snobs only want to paddle the ledges and baby and all that, but I don't know. I mean, the ledges is just a couple drops and it's only about 1.5 miles, whereas the middle is 7 straight miles of really good gradient and really sweet class 3 rapids. It's kind of hard to beat, man. Kind of hard to beat. I'm getting back to the truck. It's time to put some dry, warm clothes on. I'm unsure what I'm... Oh, that's a tree. That's a whole tree. That's a whole tree. Hiwassee Outfitters is closed up for the season. Man, wouldn't that be a sweet gig? That'd be a lot of fun. Own a place like that. Nobody stole my truck. That's a good thing. That is the driest I've ever seen the inside of that boat when I've got done paddling in it. I did not go upside down one time. That boat has never been that dry. Man, I hate seeing the edge of that sucker frayed at all. Cold, wet fingers. Oh, shnikes, that's no bueno. I did nothing just now. God bless, what an idiot. I did nothing just now. midget. There we go. That's more like it. It's like, what am I doing over here?